Hello everybody, and welcome to another video review of what seems to be nothing but 3A products. I plan on doing videos of other stuff, but right now 3A is kind of like the thing I'm most passionate about, and I got a few more to go before some pre-order stuff start eventually rolling in. But this time we're not going to look at a robot. As you can see, we are going to look at Noir de Plume, which is one of the colorways of the only human character they've done so far for World War Robot, Nom de Plume. And this is the portable version, so he's the same scale as the past couple robots we've looked at. And this is him in his packaging. What's really cool is it looks like an oversized version of like the old school action figure packaging you would see from like early Kenner Star Wars, with like the bubble card, the portrait, everything else. It even carries on into the back, where you get that really cool like first movie Star Wars kind of back card with the different colored backgrounds for all the other figures available, and the big group shot at the bottom, very reminiscent of those old Star Wars cards, which is really cool. But let's free the Plume from his plastic prison and take a closer look at him. Magic hands. Okay, here he is out of the package, Noir de Plume. Now, like other 3A toys, he just has piles and piles of articulation. If we just do a quick rundown, he's got the ball jointed head, shoulders, also on balls, and there's a nice clicky kind of joint in his shoulder, kind of pop pop pop, along with the ball for all your other range of motion. He's got the double elbows going down. He has a ball jointed wrist, gives a nice range of motion. His fingers are not articulated though; those are sculpted. He's got a couple. He's got a joint kind of up mid torso, and then another kind of ball jointed at the hips. There's again ball joints on his hips. Another double joint on his knee, but no ankles. Like, you have a twist here, but there's no other articulation below where the boot is, because the boot is just solid plastic. All his clothing is stitched fabric. It's very nice. And all his pouches along his belt open via Velcro. The Velcro on this little ammo pouch though is kind of weak on mine. It's staying down now, but not always. The hose is a strange material. It's like a soft plastic of some manner, but the way it's textured and painted, it almost looks like it has some sort of a fabric sheath over it. And with his pouch here, that opens via Velcro. You could remove the canister if you so choose, although there's really nothing to do with it once you take it out, because it's attached to his face the way that it is. Turning him around, looking around the back, this clip on his belt is functional, but it's so small and the plastic is so thin there, I'm kind of afraid to mess with it too much, and I don't really need to take his belt off anyway, so I'm not going to bother. His gun holster, the gun's velcroed in, and he has boot laces. Whoops. He's got boot laces there, which kind of need to be retied. You can see they're kind of going a little wild. But then if we take a closer look up into his face, there's these real nice green lenses over his eyes, and it's nearly impossible to see, and you're really not going to be able to see it here in all its blurry glory, but he has hair sculpted on the back of his head just under the helmet, and a 3A across his shoulders there, 3A on his shirt, the 3A symbol. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 circles. and an A. So if we want to pull his gun out, one thing about his gun though, his left hand doesn't hold the pistol very well. It seems pretty clear that his right hand is sculpted to hold it, but because the big canister's on his right side, the pistol ends up on his left. So if he is meant to be right-handed, he'd have to draw his pistol and then pass it over to his right hand, which doesn't seem very efficient. But the pistol's really cool. There'll be pictures at the end so you can get a better look at all these tiny details. Just this kind of burly looking revolver. Nice dry brushing, kind of a brass handle. And the finger fits right in the trigger guard, which is pretty cool, if you ask me. Check out the blurriness. Again, I gotta get a better camera one of these days. Now, when I was doing the robot videos in the past, I was using Revoltech Iron Man as a size comparison, just to give an idea of how big these robots would be compared to a human man on a battlefield. And now I have, you know, the one and only, at this point, human World War robot figure, so we're going to be retiring Iron Man from those size comparisons in the future as I do World War robot portable figures. But just for old time's sake, and just to take a look, let's slide old Tony out here and see how he measures up to de Plume. He's whoops, he doesn't want to balance quite right. He's just about the same height, and he really wants to fall over. His feet aren't lined up properly. He's just about the same height as de Plume there, so you know, it's pretty close. Iron Man would probably be a little bit taller because he's in his big huge suit of armor in real life, unless, you know, de Plume is meant to be over 6 feet tall himself. Who knows? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. These are different toy lines, completely different things. I don't know why I'm getting hung up on their relative size to each other. But that's kind of de Plume in a nutshell. I really dig him. I think he's a great figure. Some people don't really care for how thick that hose is coming off his face. Some people kind of think he's a little elephant-ish looking because of it. I think it's fine. It just kind of goes with the like the kind of big chunky style that Ashley Wood has established for this series, and he's just very poseable. I mean, the only real lack of articulation is from the fact that he has no kind of ankles, but you can get him in all kinds of good poses, as you'll see when we get to picture time, making him look all kind of gangster style, getting all sideways. Gonna draw on me, punk? No one draws on Nom de Plume. Be popping caps. But yep, I have 2 more de Plumes on pre-order at this point. I have the Jungle Battle de Plume, which is primarily green, and the DIY do-it-yourself de Plume, which is completely white, sans the 3A logo on his chest, from what I could tell, and a nice bright clean white, ready to be customized to however the purchaser desires. So that's all I got to say about this for now. We'll roll the pictures, and I don't know, I'll probably put some questionable music over the top of it, just so you're not staring at a silent screen. And we'll see you next time.